Welcome to another high energy episode of AI Rapid Fire. I'm your host Kishore Donepudi, CEO at Pronix. Today I'm talking about something that touches every brand, every team, and every customer. CX and AI lessons in daily life. How we actually leverage AI in the overall customer experience journey. From use case strategy to voice bot humor and everything in between. I've joined with Michael Mattson, who has been right in the trenches helping businesses make AI actually work in the CI space. So let's get dive in. So Mike, if you could briefly introduce yourself and what you do, on a daily work in terms of the CX. I know we met at the Contact Center Association, and you're also a great speaker at a lot of other, brands. So yeah, let's get started, and then please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Kishore. Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Michael Mattson, and I'm a manager of experience management at a major insurance company. But I also do a lot of stuff outside of that. I'm the Chief Empathy Officer at Walk a Mile CX, and I'm on the board of directors of the Contact Center AI Association and the XM Global Collaborative as well. And so obviously a little busy, but I love it that way. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for your introduction. So let's kick this off with a reality check. So from your experience, what is one common mistake you see business make when trying to apply AI in customer experience?
Yeah, I think that's a great question because obviously with all of the hype around AI, it's so easy for businesses to kind of get caught up in that fear of missing out, right? Kind of fear of missing the boat of AI and the fear of leveraging it as a marketing ploy. And so we have businesses that are trying to kind of cram it into the works and really starting with the technology and saying, hey, what can we do with this, instead of looking at your existing pain points and using those as the actual use cases. So start with the problems and then see if the technology can help you solve that.
Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. So it's so easy to get caught up in the hype and forget about aligning to the real pain points. So great insights. So thinking about the right use case first. So AI is powerful, but only when used for the right job. So how should teams go about identifying the right use cases, and especially those that tie directly to the daily CX operations?
Yeah, I think this is another great question because sometimes it's hard to know where to start. And a lot of times, a lot of the great use cases for AI are kind of sitting right in front of you. It's the ones that your employees and customers are experiencing pain in all the time. And maybe it's even what your business is struggling to achieve. But I think first we have to understand what AI actually does, right? And understand the technology and say, okay, we know that AI is really good at pattern recognition, all of these things. Like, let's use it for its strength and maybe help us analyze and get to the great, meaningful nuggets of insight that are just buried under this, under the surface. But there's a lot of other great use cases. So it's really important to just understand the technology first.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not about forcing AI into the workflow. It's about solving problem first and then seeing how it actually fits. Yeah, allow the the clarity. So the next, the role of human in the loop in CX, right? So we talk about a lot about automation, but CX still thrives on empathy, right? Human empathy. So how do you see human in the loop playing a role in AI-powered customer interactions?
Yeah, I think I see it in two ways, and I'll try to keep this short. The first way is I see it as a cognitive load reducer. And so I see it as a way of helping people connect with other people by taking some of the stuff that really people shouldn't be doing, that's not really in their wheelhouse anyways, and it just kind of distracts them from that connection, takes a lot of that and gets it out of the way and helps maybe bring great insights into that workflow so that they can kind of bounce off that and use that to make connection.
Okay.
And so the other way is to help personalize those experiences. Again, like, humans have to be in that loop to double check and make sure that what AI is producing for you is accurate, and we can't just trust it blindly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, totally agree. So AI should enable, not eliminate, right? So the human touch basically should not eliminate the human touch. And it's that balance that creates real value in CX. Okay. So let's get into some humor. So, all right, let's lighten the mood with some AI humor moment. So, here is one. Our AI voice bot now sounds so human. And a customer invited to Thanksgiving dinner, and it accepted it, and it sent a calendar invite. So, have you ever seen bots getting little too, real out there?
I think it's like that awkward friend where they don't really know that they're not invited to the party and they don't really know that their social skills aren't quite there.
Right.
So, I mean, it's current, like we're getting there pretty
Right.
quickly, but currently it's still a little bit awkward of interactions. But I mean, I can imagine a future where it's tough to decipher.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very wild how far, we came in just few years. So, yeah, that's good. I know talked about using AI to gain customer insights. So now let's talk about results. So can you share an example of how AI actually helped uncover customer insights that CX team would not have spotted otherwise?
Yeah, I think one of the most powerful use cases of this that I've personally been a part of has been leveraging AI to basically creating an agent trained on customer responses to a no reply inbox, right?
Mhm.
A place of unsolicited feedback, a place where customers aren't expecting to get any kind of response, leveraging that to help understand what the major pain points are in a way that we haven't asked them any questions. And so it's really kind of raw. And this is an area where as humans, we didn't really have the capability of digesting all of this information because there's just so much. And so being able to help us break through that and tap into a source of data that we weren't able to before, it's amazing.
Right. Okay, that's exactly the kind of impact we're all aiming for. So real intelligence powering the real change. So cool. I know Agentic AI is a buzz in the market now, and I'm hearing that it's going to change the CX automation, and we've been experiencing right hand. So Agentic AI is all over the trend radar, but from your view or perspective, so how is this shift toward proactive AI agent shaping, CX automation today?
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting topic. And obviously there's a lot of things that have to happen before this happens, but I can see a world where you have agentic AI interacting with agentic AI, like business agentic AI interacting with customer agentic AI, and they're accomplishing all of these things really out of sight of the humans, which obviously poses a lot of risks and could pose a lot of value to both groups. But it really changes the CX landscape because now you don't have that interface that you use to control that narrative.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I mean, brilliant. So yeah, autonomous agents with memory, goals, and context. So that's no longer a sci-fi, but it's becoming operational very soon. So excellent. Okay, so talking about CX KPIs that really matters with AI. So how do you recommend teams measure AI success in CX? I mean, what KPIs should we be tracking beyond the basics?
Yeah. So honestly, don't create anything new. Like use the metrics that you're already using to understand business health, customer health, these things that you're already striving for. Let AI help you achieve those. But the thing we don't need is more metrics.
Correct.
But we can really get down to the basics and understand how the efforts that we're putting in are driving towards the profit and loss line, right? We're actually driving to helping a business succeed and also helping customers succeed in the meantime. It doesn't have to be a mutually exclusive dynamic.
Understand. Yeah. So, I mean, we also see containment rates, sentiment shift, even the agent happiness, those tells the real story, right? So, okay. So let's talk about some internal friction, why AI does not stick, right? We have seen some teams stall after the pilot. And from your experience, what are the top internal blockers and how do we overcome them?
Yeah, I think this gets down to the top internal blockers that always face projects. And this is, first of all, do our employees have the training and education they need to carry this forward and the understanding? And also do the champions of these projects really, are they bought in, right? Do we make the right case to support these efforts? And are they really helping move the organization in the right direction, achieving its mission? And so, really, these are the same barriers that have always been in place. And then there's also this fear of the unknown and adopting new technology that's going to get in the way. So how we understand it and are able to communicate the value of it is critical.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so learning mindset and also the ownership, right? So that's a real
Yes.
maturity curve. Okay. So what is one practical advice that you offer to the CX teams that are actually planning to use AI, especially leaders, the CX leaders thinking of starting and scaling the AI efforts today?
Yeah. Again, start with the use case, then see if the technology is right, understand what the technology is really designed to do, can and can't do. Put it through the test. Like, is this the right use case for AI, or is this just a really standard automation play? Or is this something that could be accomplished through a typical process flow? These are things that we need to kind of really understand. We don't need to make the tool force the tool to fit the job. We need to make sure we're conscious of what tool we're using.
Yeah, love that. So you don't create pain just to justify the AI, but it's about solving and not showcasing. So that's good. So one final question. How do you foster a culture of curiosity and learning, especially when bringing AI into traditional CX teams?
Yeah. So first of all, your curiosity will be contagious. And so if you're really curious and you're bringing a lot of these great developments to your workplace and sharing those, it's going to spark ideas and it's going to help build that foundational understanding of what's kind of going on. And then we have to help our employees understand how to get beyond kind of the pedestrian use cases, the standard use cases of AI, maybe especially with Gen AI, and how we can leverage the open AI and ChatGPT and, have those conversations, get beyond that and kind of broaden this world. And so you are the change agent. And so the more you bring in here and start kind of planting these seeds, the more your organization's going to start to pick up on those and they're going to grow over time.
Beautiful. So what you're saying is lead with curiosity, test your assumptions, and stay human in how, we use these tools basically. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. So that's a wrap on today's AI Rapid Fire, CX and AI lessons in daily life. So huge thanks to Michael for brilliant insights. And that was fast. It's really packed and incredibly valuable. I'm sure the audience will love it, especially in this, short reels world. People are really looking for short bites to get a lot of insights. So if you found this helpful, share it with someone who is working to elevate their customer experience with AI. I'm Kishore. So I will see you next time on the AI Rapid Fire. Until then, stay curious, stay practical, and always keep CX at the center of your AI strategy. Thank you.